Was there anything that, was challenging making that transition? Because I saw you were at CNN at one point, you were at Bleacher Report at one point, Warner Media. There may have been one other like media kind of company in there, but was there anything that caused like any difficulties or that you had to do when transitioning? Because you were an engineer, like at the end of the day, but I don't know if there's any differences there.
Transition, no. Like those times, I have fond memories of just because I was learning so much. And so to me, it was, hey, we're using the technology a different way. And so if you have a good understanding of the technology around you, you can shape it to be the solution for whatever they have. So yeah, my career has been, big data. There's been government. There's been finance. There's been insurance. There's been media. There's been a little bit of sports. It's been all over. And
Yeah.
so after a while, you have a appreciation for the business, but you also understand like there's going to be some like core essential things that they're going to need from the technical side. And so just having a good foundation and then also understanding what do you want to do in that technical space, because early in my career I didn't know where to really go, so I was just
Yeah.
learning as much as I can, being nosy, reading stuff, asking people questions, because you just don't know what you don't know until you ask.
That's a good point. That staying curious part is very important. I think we may have talked about that before, where it's like, that just leads to different kind of conversations, and then you figure out a part of the business that's super important that you wouldn't have known if you didn't ask. If you just focus on being a head down engineer and coding whatever, versus understanding the why behind it and how you can add value to the organization.
Yeah,
So
I think I called it staying thirsty and I made you laugh.
that's what it was. I was trying to figure out what was the phrase you said. You were like, yo, because I get that question a lot. Like, I get the question of like, how do I stand out as a candidate, as a job seeker, or how do I progress my career? And you said like staying thirsty, and I was like, okay, what does that mean? So what? I guess kind of elaborate on that. Like, what does that mean to you?
For me, it's this is a callback to the very beginning of our conversation. Continue to just read and understand, and from a leadership perspective, that's how I do it. But from an engineer, it was, yeah, you handle your task, right? Like if your team, your manager, your peers are depending on you to do what you need to do, execute well on it,
Hmm.
improve it, right? Share the information with your team, and then once you're in a good space and people are that they know they can depend on you, continue to like pull more information. Talk to the architect on your team. Have a one-on-one. Ask them what their day-to-day looks like. Ask her to send you to other people who may be able to be a good mentor to you on certain things. If there's certain meetings that you're invited to that have nothing to do with your workload, attend it.
Mm.
Right? Show up and just listen. Even if you don't really pull anything from it, just sit there and listen, get some information. If you can, go look at other repos. Go look at
Mm.
code and it's like, oh, I didn't know this is what was going on. Like, just continue to expose yourself. That's what I did and kind of helped me in my career. I learned, hey, I don't like that, but I do like this, or hey, I didn't even know this was possible
Yeah.
versus, hey, I've seen this before. So it's good to know that I'm familiar with whatever they're doing over there. So that's what it means, staying willing to learn,
Yeah.
right?
Gotcha. No, that's important, man. I think, and that'll lead you to some meeting some amazing people that you won't get an opportunity to meet if you just focus solely on what your job is, what the task is, and similar but different. That's the podcast has allowed me to do that. Like, I get to meet people like you and have conversations that I normally wouldn't get a chance to have just in a day job. So I think it's like looking for those unique opportunities to connect with people, learn what else is out there, what else you're interested in.